Hey everybody, it's Tara Green here, and I want to talk about Duchess Meghan Markle's year ahead. Her birthday is August the 4th, 1981, and this is what's called her solar return chart. Now, this is a standalone chart that everyone should have on their solar return. So when everybody wishes you many happy returns, what that actually means is that you have a happy return to where the sun was at exactly the same degree was when you were born, which is not always on the same calendar day. For Meghan Markle it is. This is set for Montecito, California as well. Now, what we can see here is the most important thing about a solar return chart is where the sun and all the planets are in this specific chart. This is her year ahead. Now, as you can see, she has her sun 12 degrees of Leo, conjunct Lilith at 23 degrees of Leo. You know, Lilith was the first woman, the archetype of the first woman, the dark woman, the rejected feminine, the feminist, the independent. She's really the goddess. She is God's left-hand side, which means his mystical side. She is 1/4 of the Godhead. And Venus retrograde here, of course, famously in Leo. They're all in the 12th house. The 12th house is traditionally the most, what they call malefic house, the most difficult, the most challenging. That means that her sun, her ego, and her identity, that Lilith, you know, that's why she's always getting blamed and shamed and hated by a lot of people. She holds the shadow. That's part of her archetypal raison d'etre at this point. And Venus retrograde, which is the money, the love, the creativity, the influence, all working behind the scenes. And so Venus is moving backwards. It will actually stop at 8 degrees of Leo, just past Meghan's sun, actually. So again, there's a sense of everything going backwards, a big rewind, a big rethink, reevaluating, kind of, again, could be working behind the scenes on some Hollywood production, you know, and something in terms of fashion. So anyway, the whole year ahead is like that. Okay, now her ascendant this year is Virgo. Virgo is the sign of health and hard work and being of service. She has Mercury ruling Virgo right in the first house there, so she's going to be doing a lot of talking, a lot of communicating or writing or podcasts or advocating for the health of other people, health food products, anything like that. It can be yoga, it can be tax issues as well. Athena, the goddess of wisdom, and Mars, the passionate god, the god of action and defenses, is also in Virgo. So she may be defending, again, a class action suit, something on that level. This is the symbol of the servant. So she's being of servitude this year, which is a good thing. Okay, now, Jupiter's up in the 9th house, conjunct Uranus, also up in the 9th house. So a lot of this has to do with education, higher learning. Taurus is physical, it's substantial. It's what she values again. So it could be beauty products or some unexpected reinvention of herself, or just bringing out, you can see they're in square aspects to each other here. So challenges with money. Taurus is also using your voice. She's going to reinvent herself in a new way, I would say. Her North Node is at 28 degrees of Aries, almost the last degree of Aries. So she's fighting, she's defending, she's taking action, she's got a lot of energy. In the 8th house, again, money, moving money around, financial matters. Chiron, the wounded healer, at 19 degrees of Aries, also in the 8th house. So this is a house of secrets, getting money from other people. There could be some shifty something going on that she may be accused of or somehow involved in. Her moon is in Pisces conjunct Neptune. So this is the symbol of very much a lot of spiritual work, a lot of charity work, a lot of compassion, a lot of inspiration, working with women, children, working with underground, all this sex trafficking, really helping children that are being sex trafficked. I don't want to name, you know, where that's coming from, but all that information is secretly coming out. I don't know if you've gone to see that film. She could be involved in also raising money, films, just advocating, of course, for women and children like she always has. Again, this is charity, secrets, addictions, things like that. Saturn in Pisces is right on her descendant. Now, this is a very difficult, hard planet. It's the planet of karma. Karma is sitting right on her 7th house, which is the house of marriage. And a lot of astrologers and psychics have predicted that her and Harry are having a tough year in their marriage, and definitely I would say that is true. This is not going to be the easiest year for Meghan ahead. Saturn in Pisces, again, has to do with addictions, illusions, delusions, false identities, guru worship, Hollywood, things going on behind the scenes, self-sabotage, kind of a lot of things blowing up for Meghan. And so this is an interesting thing. There could be a lot of glamour issues going on. She is the recipient of a lot of projection, of course. She has Juno, the feminine form of genius, up here in Cancer. It is squaring the node. So really, she has always been a brilliant spokesperson and feminist, and this is where she's really going to bring that to bear again, especially to be a fighter for children's rights, women's rights, food. Virgo is also about natural health products, natural medicine. She could come out really advocating for that. She has a very powerful influence. So whatever it is she advocates, everybody runs and buys. Now there's Pluto there, also the 28th degree of Capricorn. This is a very karmic again, energy for Meghan to deal with this year. Pluto in Capricorn in the 5th house of love affairs, of children, creative self-expression, willpower. And so there's some kind of reckoning here with her marriage, again, marriage, Libra, her past, and where she's going as an independent entity. Now, she could just be starting her own projects. That doesn't mean that her and Harry are splitting up by any means. She's just going to be starting new projects or raising new money. Also, these are very, again, karmic. Saturn in Pisces, her father is going to die this year. And then she is going to be the subject of a lot of hatred and guilt. If she doesn't go and take her children to meet her father and somehow be full of forgiveness and compassion, which is what the moon in Pisces, Neptune in Pisces, Saturn in Pisces is all about. It's maturing past, I'm not the victim, I'm not a child anymore, I'm an adult. I respect the elders, even if they're kind of crazy and off the wall, because it's important that my children meet their grandfathers. And so this has a lot to do with, again, her own father and also King Charles. So will she be the go-between here? This is Saturn. This is the South Node in Libra to Pluto. This is the plutocracy, power. This has to do with her family involvement as well. So it should be a very, very interesting, challenging year for her ahead. I'm also going to mention that I think she is going to go into politics, or at least begin that, because she has her IC here at the bottom of the foundation in Sagittarius, which is politics, also a lot of traveling, international affairs, and her Vesta, the root word of investments, is in Gemini, so she's going to be doing way more public speaking as well. But again, she will be challenged even more this year, because she's going to have to come clean and be absolutely honest and transparent. And even though I'm a big supporter of her and Prince Harry, I've always had an intuitive feeling that something's not quite right there. Okay, so Venus in Leo in the 12th house is a difficult transit. She has a lot of difficult transit. These are all karmic reckoning things going on here. So if you want me to look at your chart in this kind of depth, now this was very quick though, you can get in touch with me at tarottarot.com. Sending you many blessings.